It's Ty Taylor. One single sensation, every little step she takes. One thrilling combination, every move that she makes. One smile and suddenly nobody else will do. You know we will never be lonely. You know we will never be lonely. You know we'll never be lonely with you. No. One moment in her presence and you can forget the rest. For the girl who's second best. Tonight, sun, ooh, sigh, give me your attention. Ooh, sigh, give me your attention. Do really have to mention she's the she's the one. She's the one. She's the one. The one. Think you ain't even things put together. She's the one. Gina, Gina. We love you. Gina, 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 Gina.
Miss Gina, are you ready to say a few words? Would you like your paper?
Yes.
There you
This is why I keep people around so they can remind me of stuff. I mean, God, what do you even say, right? I did my thank yous, and so I'm gonna try to make this. You all know I love to talk. Some of them, Greg was like, are you sure you want to take them on? I know. But first of all, how was that? I know some talented motherfuckers, right? And some beautiful, lovely spirited people, hearted, like everybody in this room. God, you were all chosen, like this was the hot ticket in town, you know. And when I mean hot, I mean 108 degrees. Y'all know I'm funny. Okay, so I want to say thank you all for dressing up, for being here. You know, I always love an occasion to dress up. And I know like my OC girls and some people are like, we have nowhere to dress up. I'm like, I'm going to give you a reason to dress up. So anyway, thank you all for being here. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a quick story. When I was in a dance competition, like my mom talked about, I was in there was an agent that was a judge. And the agent's name was Dorothy Deotis, which some of you might know today as DDO agency. So Dorothy Deotis said, oh, she's adorable. She found out she got my number or whatever, home number, because there was no cell phones. And so she called and said, we want to see your daughter, blah, blah, blah. She called my mom. So we go up there in Hollywood. It's actually Vine, Ivar, remember that. And so my mom and dad were, you know, I was a bit rambunctious, energetic kid, I guess you can say. They didn't know what ADD was back then. So, you know, I maybe talked a lot and I was always moving around and doing cartwheels and stuff. So my mom and dad said, sit still, don't say anything, just be quiet, don't say anything, let them talk to you. I'm like, okay, and I take direction well, so I did. And then they came out and they told my mom, they're like, well, we love her look and she's so adorable, but she has no personality. So after that, I vowed to let my light shine for better or for worse and to speak my mind. So right then, when you're talking so much. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to mostly read this. I'm going to mostly read this so I don't go off on tangents. So when I thought about what I wanted to do for my 50th birthday, on my 50th birthday, I am 50.
Crazy.
That's the first time I'm saying that. I am 50.
Yeah!
Wow. I need to get my driver's license too. It expired today. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to do, I thought, what makes me most happy? And I mean, that answer was and always is loud and clear. I want to be around those I love dearly and whom have been an integral part of my life. And I also want to give them something back. So most of you know that one of my highest love languages is quality time. And to me, this is one of the greatest gifts you could give someone because it's something you can never get back. So please know that all of you taking the time through the traffic, through the heat, through Hollywood Bowl, everything, like the airplanes, everything, yeah, planes, trains, automobiles, all that. I will never ever forget that you took this time to be here for me. And I thank you so much. I'm so honored to have you here and for you to do that. Promise me it doesn't not go unnoticed. Thank you for your lifelong friendships and your abundance of love and for giving me, for loving me throughout our life together. And I'm just so honored to call you my friends and family. I have 5 goals for this evening: to spend quality time with my favorite people, and 2, for them to all hopefully finally meet each other, so you just don't know the names, you put a face to the name. 3, to showcase my talented, amazing friends. 4, an opportunity for all of you to have fun and dress up. And lastly, to hear stories and moments that resonated with you, so that I can know how to step up and show up for you in the next decades of our life. It's always amazing to me when people say, oh, I remember this. I'm like, wow, really? That's what you remember, huh? And it makes me think about their love language and how I can be there for them and how I can make them their best person. And usher them through this life that is so difficult at times. So I am a firm believer in everything happening for a reason, and even through the toughest times, that warrior spirit in me, that Aries rising, has always chosen to prevail and get the life lesson I meant to receive. I can stand here today and say that I have no regrets, other than not throwing down with the hot guy in Vegas. My OC girls know what I'm talking about. We had to go to the Rio buffet. I felt fat. What am I talking about? So I took my last yoga class as a 40-something-year-old yesterday and started getting a bit emotional. And I thought of all the obstacles, lessons, tears, and heartaches, as well as the side-splitting laughter and incredible opportunities, trips, events, and everything amazing. And the word that kept coming up for me was triumphant. Like, I feel so triumphant. I feel like I was thinking about Olympic athletes when they run towards the ribbon and run their, and stick the landing, and they're holding their gold medal or their medal, and tears streaming down. That was me in Shavasana yesterday, tears streaming down. And I just thought, I won a medal of life. And I proudly wear a badge of honor with all the D's in it. And with everything I've been through, the good, the bad, the beautiful, like, I believe I'm my best version of myself thus far. And I stand here proudly knowing that I have truly lived my life out loud and have experienced more amazing opportunities and magical moments than the majority of people on this planet. And as you know, I do nearly constantly exist in a state of bliss, and I fully attribute that and me being my best version to literally every single one of you that are in this room tonight. The life I've lived and the experiences I've had with so many of you, most people can't even fathom. I've climbed ginormous castle walls in Austria, of course illegally. I hang glided over the mountains. I rode a camel to the pyramids of Egypt. I parasailed over the ocean. I samba my ass off, or almost all of it. But in the mayhem of Carnival with Tanya Kay, Heidi, and Dennis, and in Brazil, and I danced in the streets, literally, of Lapa. Thank you, Benny Ben. And I performed in my favorite show, De La Guarda. Thank you, Mike Messa, for the inspiration. I've lived abroad with Amy in Buenos Aires, and I believe that is when I started living my best life. From then on, while learning how to tango in Argentina. I've trekked and grew up on the sacred ruins of Machu Picchu with Chris and Amy. They have video. I've wine tasted and rode bikes to the hills of South Africa. I've seen the most amazing art, beauty, clothes, shoes, men throughout Italy, and I've been to so many places in the world with my favorite travel companion, my mommy. I found absolute eternal peace and harmony within the magical sacred valley and sunsets of Sedona with my Mimi, my Alma. I saw Prince perform for the 8th and final time with Benny Ben, danced under the full moon with body bandages in Thailand, thank you Dennis. I met up with friends at the Louvre in Paris, thank you Ben and Ripley. I burned with so many of you, and that in of itself is a whole other speech. That's when Greg and I realized we were kindred spirits, and I was his scarecrow to his Dorothy. And I've seen a total eclipse that to this day I still can't journal about, because no words can come close to the ecstasy of that moment and the awe-inspiring beauty revealed and the energy it infused in me. I have been blessed with the most amazing niece, Raylene, and her husband, Steve-O, or Steven to the rest of you, and their 3 beautiful children that allow me to share the nurture in me and to be a second mom in their life. They are my children. I've been blessed in my career to find angels like Doug that took me under their wings and ushered me to success. I traveled to different countries on a tour bus with Ty and danced with him on stage in Amsterdam, in Scotland, as he whisked me away from a castle. And all of that in and of herself is a whole nother speech too, which includes Lenny Kravitz, but I'll save that for myself later. But speaking of Ty, and all of you amazing men in my life, you've shown me such chivalry, and it's probably while I'm single still, because I recently was with a guy and I walked up to the door and I kind of stood there, and he awkwardly looked at me, and I was like, all right, you're not Ty or Adam or Gil or Greg or my men that are so chivalrous. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you. I remember when I first met Heidi, and she said, wow, I can tell you were really loved as a child. And I was like, And I thought, yes, I was. And even through that, you know, we were poor, but I was so rich in love and support that was given to me. I mean, you all saw and know my mom. I mean, there is no bigger heart in existence than hers. And as time goes on, and I've realized I've been able to do everything because of the power of love. The power of love makes you invincible. Not to mention my daddy, you know, my badass daddy who does have a big heart, don't let him fool you. But you know, he was in Vietnam, he was a paratrooper, which is why I love to soar, I love to fly, I love to climb things. And he taught me, he has 2 Purple Hearts and many medals, and he instilled bravery in me. And he said, go explore the world, dance to the beat of your own drum. And he fought for my freedom, and that is why I've never taken it for granted. The point is, you all, in your own way, maybe even unbeknownst to you, you lift me up. You give me courage. You make me fearless. You swell my heart with love. You teach me how to be my best version of myself. You hold me. You hold a mirror up for me to remind me of what type of friend, daughter, Thea, Nima, that I strive to be. Yeah, that's from my Ganta. That used to cross the river late of night in the middle of Mexico somewhere to know and give us a grander life, and I was not going to live her down, make her live, you know, make her do that for nothing. I'm living my best life for her. And you make me feel like the luckiest woman alive. The 80 plus countries, 45 states, and 50 years of life behold so many treasure moments that you are all a part of. And everything you spoke about me tonight, that's because all of you made me that way. And I'm certain that these are the memories that will flash through my heart and my mind when I take my final breath on this earth. I was recently asked by someone, we were talking about celebrities and life and people, and they said, who would you want to be in this lifetime? And I just instantly thought, because of all of you, me! Yeah.